Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this upcoming summer solstice on June 21st, 2018. It's a very wonderful time, a time that will bring about maybe a much welcomed and needed balance to this fast forward moving push energy we've been sort of being led by the universe. It's a time to really bring back maybe more of a balanced and spiritual dimension to our demeanor and our approach to life. And that will not only allow us to continue to reach our goals faster than ever before and manifest our dreams into fruition faster than ever before, but it'll also allow us to enjoy the journey and to maintain our sanity along the way. So it's a very good time. A very much needed element is kind of returning that'll allow us to continue our forward journey, and again, in a much more joyful way. So before I get into the video, I just want to say real quick, welcome. If you're new to my channel, it's a pleasure and just wonderful to have you here. As a gift to all of my new subscribers, I have created a free guided MP3 meditation that I made myself that is specifically designed to help and assist and uplift the awakening person. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, then this meditation will help you really learn how to master yourself and get yourself into alignment and heal and release blockages. Again, it's totally free. Check it out if you'd like. It's down below in the description box. And with that said, I will now go ahead and get right into the video. Number 1, it's a time that might require us or benefit us to focus more. It's not always easy to focus when we're rapidly expanding our awareness, being provoked by our life circumstances falling and piling up into our life, causing a lot of change to happen quickly in ourselves, in our mindset and perspective, and in our lives. It's very easy to get kind of swept away with the current, the chaotic current of life. But it's important to stay focused. It's important to not wait for things to settle down before we continue to do what we want to do in life. And what the analogy that kind of popped in my head the other day when I was making these notes is football players. I don't really watch football or know much about football, but what I noticed is that sometimes these football players, they play games in the snow. They play in states where it's cold, and I can imagine how much harder that is to run up and down the field and to sort of perform all your skills when it's extremely slippery and super cold out. But the football players, they show up and they bust ass and they do what they gotta do. They don't let the snow stop them from playing the game. A lot of people I see do that. They allow the snow, they allow the chaos of awakening to stop them from doing what needs to be done. But it's not a time for that. It is a time of fluctuation and acceleration and randomness and maybe a bit of chaos, but it's not the time to not play the game. It's time to get on that field and play the football game just like those football players do, okay? But that might require a little bit of focus and sort of an acceptance of the nature of transformation, which is, again, a bit chaotic, a bit up and down. But if you can sort of accept that and then just get on that field anyways, you will succeed very quickly. In spite of what's going on, you can thrive and succeed and soar this time. And this solstice is going to bring about a real powerful spiritual type of energy that can really take you and blast you forward. But you have to also do the work. Number 2, it's time to press the button. I'll explain what that analogy means because it's very important. As I mentioned on my email newsletter not too long ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I sent them an email explaining that I had recently pressed the button. And what I mean by that is that, here's a circumstance. About 6 months ago, literally half a year ago, I shot this awesome video that I was very proud of. I felt very inspired and passionate while shooting it. It was had sort of a clickbaity title, I admit, 7 reasons to not awaken your Kundalini. But the message I felt was very powerful and profound. But because of that title, I felt hesitant. In fact, I stalled for 6 whole months. It just sat there unuploaded in my YouTube feed. And I eventually went to this Nine Inch Nails concert not too long ago, and I was so impressed by the lead singer, and the band's performance was so racy. They played all these really controversial and powerful songs, and I thought, wow, dude, that band is brave. What the message they have is so powerful and so needed, and it got me so inspired that it made me think that, you know what, I'm just gonna press the button and let that video go. So for me, again, there was something that caused a lot of nervousness, something my heart longed to do, felt inspired to do, but my mind and my emotions were blocking me. They were saying, Victor, people won't like it, they're gonna hate you, whatever. And it was very hard. I didn't get to a point of being at peace with the situation, but I pressed the button anyways. And guess what happened? My computer never exploded as my mind thought. I didn't get a bunch of hate mail. People said, wow, Vic, that was a great video, thank you. It was that simple. So maybe you have something like that in your life. Maybe there's a button that is aching to be pressed and you're afraid, but you know on a deep level that pressing that button is sort of the gateway to the new life you have that you're dreaming of and longing for. Press the button. It's the time to press the button. Number 3, it's a phenomenal time to accomplish goals, dreams, etc. faster than ever before. Manifestation is happening fast. Blocks are lifting fast. You are moving and transforming very, very quickly. It's not a time to limit yourself or to be too timid or apprehensive. It's a time where you can really take your life to a whole new level and paradigm fast, very, very quickly. The energy is powerful, potent. It might cause some imbalance, but it is it's like ushering you upward. It wants to help you and uplift you. And if you can just sort of follow along and blindly carry out the nudges of your intuition, you will be blown away at how fast you can make big, noticeable, discernible, not just personal changes that take time to sort of manifest. I'm saying real life changes, new jobs, relationships, houses, whatever you want, you can accomplish faster now. Number 4, the new and the wild are becoming more normal, more familiar. Things, your new consciousness, the new way of perceiving life, the elements of existence that you're now aware of are not only there, but becoming more normal, more natural, more part of your everyday thought processes, etc. And I'll give a perfect example. My friend Aaron and I were in Sedona right now. That's why I got this neat fountain behind me. We went to this UFO tour last night. Really cool. And we saw like a shitload of UFOs. There was tons of them. And it was just not a big deal. It was like, oh yeah, there's UFOs. It just was something that if you would have asked me 5 years ago, like how it would feel like if I saw a UFO, I wouldn't even know what to think of that. But just seeing them, so many of them, it was like not really, it was hard to explain, but it just didn't impact me the way I thought it would. It's because I'm so used to the idea that we're not alone on this little rock, that there's plenty going on that beyond the scenes, that, there's more than meets the eye, and I've known that for some time, and I know you have as well. And it was just not shocking. It's becoming more normal, more everyday, commonsensical sort of way of thinking. These really initially hard to swallow pills of information that once threw me for a loop are becoming more commonplace in my mind. And I'm assuming that's the case for you. A video like this 10 years ago, I don't think I would have any subscribers, any viewers, because what I'm talking about is so out there, but not to you. You're like, yeah, Vic, I dig you, Vic. I'm feeling the energies. I can feel the pull of the solstice already. And I know what I share about, there's a lot of people I talk to, those of you that have even far more elaborate and vivid experiences than I do, but it's becoming more commonplace. And number 5, with all that said, it's a time of balance. Much needed, much welcomed, as I said, balance. There is a time to be earthly in your mentality and practical and grounded and action oriented and just get stuff done, because internally we're growing and expanding so fast that sometimes there's a necessary period of just getting stuff done, getting the, putting some elbow grease into our life and really putting forth some hustle to keep up our reflection, our earthly experience with our growing awareness. But at the same time, there's also a time to kind of come back to ourselves and to recommit to our spiritual practice, whatever that might be, our routine of tuning in and thinking first. Sharp, just like a perfect analogy is sometime I'm trying to think of how it goes. I'm going to paraphrase here, but imagine a lumberjack just chipping away at the tree, but his blade is getting dull and he's putting all this energy in, but he's not really cutting that deep. And the dude next to him, he's not as big and burly, and he's kind of sitting calmly, just not really breaking a sweat, and he's just sharpening that blade calmly, methodically, in a real calculated, serene sort of way, looking over at that burly beast, wondering why he's putting forth so much unnecessary energy. Finally, maybe that one dude steps up, a few swings, boom, that big tree is gone, because he was smart and wise and calculated and meditative. So now is the time to sharpen your blade, to really not let yourself go too much and not push too hard, but push more wisely. Think before you act. So what that means for me, practically speaking, is that for like the last 2 weeks I've been pushing hard. I just had a lot going on in my life, a lot of new things I was sort of finishing up the creating of, and it was just demanding a lot of time and energy, and I allowed myself to be a bit unbalanced, to sort of neglect my spiritual practice for a time, because I felt it was time to really, again, just put forth the work. But now I yesterday had kind of a day where I felt more fatigued than I like to allow myself to get, and I realized that the pace I was going at needs to be reeled in a little bit and tempered and slowed down, because now it's time to wise up and to bring back again the spiritual balance dimension, and from that we can sort of proceed forward just as fast, but in a wiser way, like the lumberjack who would sharpen his axe. He actually cut that tree down faster, but also expended less energy. He can go cut down 10 more trees. He's not exhausted. So anyways, hopefully that painted a picture of maybe if you get one takeaway from this video, is to do that in your own life. Keep yourself more balanced. If you find that you've been letting yourself go a little bit with the speed of these energies, it's okay. But now is the time to kind of, again, reel it in a little bit, and you will benefit immensely. You'll get to still be moving forward, but in a smoother, more enjoyable way. Okay, my friends, I'm going to bounce. I have some hiking to do, and I wish you all nothing but the best. I want to thank you all for your love and your support and just your well wishes. Oh, there's one thing I did want to mention. I did something new the other day, yesterday in fact. I did a live Instagram Q&A. I just randomly hopped on there. My buddy Aaron over there, he sort of compelled me to do it. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And I did it, and it was awesome. So anyways, I'm usually not that active on Instagram. So if any of you guys aren't following me, it's just at Victor Oddo. Just type it in. And I intend to do these random live hangout. It was like a hangout session. So if you guys want to participate in the upcoming ones, or even see the one today, depending on when you see it, it might be gone, unfortunately, but I'll do them again. Just look me up on Instagram, okay? We can become friends and hang out. Have an amazing day, my friends. We will be in touch. Namaste.